I do believe we're live. So, I'll say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. I'm sitting kind of close to the wall today. It's cold and the wind keeps moving. I can move it around as I wish. Go back to it if I wanted to. Bring this close to me and say hi to you. Hey, welcome. Again, indeed. Greetings. Today we're showing up with the intention, with the willingness to consciously evolve, specifically as it relates to our tools. The tools we have at our disposal. And then how that contrasts to confirmation bias. The fact that we can have tools of truth seeking, and then we'll use those tools of truth seeking to seek the things that are not true. There was a moment yesterday with me and my dad where some things were said. I'm not going to go into that. That's not what's important. No, this is a topic fast immediately. Ah, shit, here we go again. Yeah. Yeah, Sam. Where I was called naive. There was a conversation had about the future of AI, right? Somebody sent me, John sent me this little excerpt from someone talking to an AI and someone reacting to that person talking to the AI, right? Like maximum brain damage TikTok content. And then the AI conversation was basically about Jesus and how his message was manipulated, for control of the people. And that's something that I've believed as well in so many words, right? But then now it's this AI thing. And then my dad kind of like goes into this thing of like, yeah, man, I don't think that's true or whatever. And then I ask him on that topic, I'm like, okay, if another language model comes out, let's say Grok 5 or whatever, Grok 5 comes out, and Grok 5 got specifically programmed to say all the truth that you believe is true, right? Wouldn't you like that model more than the others? And then I could tell like I'm naive. I'm naive for believing that AI companies would program their AIs to be very agreeable with a certain group of people because those group of peoples are gonna give their money to the ones that confirmation bias themselves. And then there's like a spat, of course. Of course it's a spat. And then the spat kind of fizzles out. I go to my own space. Hey, Joe, loving to you. Joe is probably busy on that side. We might be in her ears if she's going to keep us here, but we love you and we're here with you. Never more than a thought away. So uh, the spat kind of discontinues, and a bunch of other shit was said as well that I'm not going to repeat. But then I sit down in my computer room, and it doesn't take long for him to show back up. And I got sent a screenshot as well of the definition of naive, right? And he didn't mean to call me someone who lacks knowledge, wisdom. No, lacks wisdom, experience, and good judgment. He didn't mean to say that. What he actually meant to say is this other thing. And then he went and he searched on Google, he tells me. Is it an insult to tell someone they are naive? And then he tells me, and then I saw the first three results were going like, yes, it's an insult. Yes, it's an insult. Yes, it's an insult. And then the fourth one said, no, it's not technically an insult. And then the fifth one, yes, it's an insult. And the sixth one, yes, it's an insult. And I go, yeah. So what you're telling me, at least that's the way that I interpreted it, is that instead of like just accepting what the truth is about the situation, you'll keep looking until you find the bias you want confirmed, right? Even if you have the most sophisticated truth-seeking tools, people are still going to use them to confirm their own biases. And it melts my brain. I am like, I think extra sleepy. I took a midday nap which I feel was ill advised. I feel like I still am sleeping. A part of me, at least, is still sleeping. But here we are. Love is true. Confirmation bias is interesting to notice, right? And it was very much this conversation, Sam, and maybe this is where we can kind of continue down the rabbit hole. It was this conversation about it doesn't really matter what's true anymore, right? In this world that we're living in right now, what's true does not matter anymore, because it again is one of those things where it's going to be up to you. It's going to be up to you to determine what's true for you, right? And it's going to be a matter of what can you live with. If you have your biases confirmed, uh, do you have good biases? Do you have good biases? I have a bias towards love. I have a bias towards kindness. I have a bias towards progress. I have a bias towards peace and comfort. And in a way, I would like for my biases to be confirmed, but not everybody have those same biases, you see. And I feel like that's where the problem really comes in, where there are a bunch of tools available to us that we should be using. It won't. I'm gonna go quickly get a blanket. It's cold. I tried to stay away, hide away from the wind here next to the wall, but alas, alas, there's cats on the car. Meow. You a cat on the car? Yeah, you sound some kitty sounds. Well, alas, I'll get a better shot if I put it here. Bah. Ra-ba-ba. Bring it closer. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. No. Happy. How about these tools that we have? You ever think about that? That you have all of these tools available to you to help you seek truth? The interesting thing about truth seeking, however, is the fact that you might end up seeking the truth that it is you're looking for. And what it is you're looking for might not be true. And I feel like there's definitely this thing in me where I like to believe love is true, right? I have simplified my things that I want to be true, that I need to be true. I've simplified it down to the things that I can trust will be. And I've noticed that as soon as you get yourself all riled up with things that aren't just like provable, easily provable, it gets a little bit dicey, all right? It gets a little bit dicey from the perspective of almost like ego, you know? Every ego wants to be right. Every ego wants to know the answers. However, if you believe you know the answers about something that cannot be known, right? Like if I doubted, and I do believe that dying isn't net bad, happy, empty. I believe dying can be, like a transitionary stage in the life of a human being. However, maybe, I don't know why I went for the dying fractal. I'm not like, geez, that's kind of morbid. Uh, Dying in that way can be seen as, like, again, a transitionary phase. Where was I going with this? For some reason, I'm like, feel like I'm suddenly losing. I think it's the blue towel thing. It's like, I want you to be more original, PMT. It's like, it's kind of old, it's kind of stale. So that's what's in the back of my head right now. All right, confirmation bias, right? I might believe, that it's bad to die, and again, every single time somebody dies, I, with my confirmation bias, believe that as like, oh yeah, look at all of these people crying, look at this, look at that, look at all of this hurt that I'm feeling. Dying must be bad, right? Must be wrong, must be something to not have. And then maybe to the person actually dying, it could be the best thing ever, right? And they could, in that way, in their pursuit of truth seeking, experience or explore the depth of the next existence that awaits them in a way that frees them from all of the pain that they potentially were holding on to in this life, right? And because every single one of us gets to kind of like form opinions of our own, we end up believing what we want, right? Very much what we want to believe. I want to believe that love is true. I want to believe. I just found out what I was trying to say earlier as well. I want to believe I know what's going on, right? But when it comes to stuff like dying, I just made an example of what could be. Excuse me. But if I try to tell you, right, do this and do that, and then if you die, then you go here, then I'd be lying. I'd be fucking lying, is what I'd be doing, right? No matter how desperate I want my biases to be confirmed, when it comes to the things that are unknowable, we should remain, I don't know if we should remain ignorant, we should remain aware of our ignorance, right? Because I personally feel a deep sense of opposition. Is that the right way? I become oppositional. Oppositional defiance. I become oppositional as soon as you try and tell me something is a fact that you cannot know. Like, you can't know that. In fact, could you not know? Not even tomorrow is promised to us. Kind of perspective, but I'm showing up nonetheless. Still got more life to live. I don't know why I feel like in such a like delirious state a little bit. I feel out of it. Why am I feeling so out of it? I think it's that nap I took. When you nap so hard, you wake up as a different person. Yes. I even like wanted to, like, I set myself up a little nap alarm, and then that nap, like, one of those fast naps. You know that sometimes you take a nap and the nap feels like time dilated, like time slows down in your nap. This is one of those time sped up. So I felt like I didn't get my nap to nap ratio right. Right. I feel like I napped 30% as much as I napped. So when the alarm went off, and I did set the alarm to go and make myself a coffee to give myself a little bit of a caffeine boost or whatever, I was like, nah. Now I'll just sleep the extra 13 minutes that I allocated for coffee making. That's gonna do it. That's gonna give me the pep in my step that I need. Little did I know, I was wrong. I don't feel bad, you know? I don't feel bad, but I feel like really at odds almost, right? Like I'm a stranger in my own body a little bit. The yoga was also semi-awkward for me. I was like, huh. And I blamed it on the surface area I was practicing on because my feet couldn't go completely flat. But what am I saying with all of this? Hey, Mojo. Mojo posted something, a stump on his Zora, wrote some beautiful things as well. Giving ourselves the time to look at things, right, Mojo? To not just label them and move on. To be like, yes, there's more here to see than I can even imagine. It's nice having you. I feel like kind of tired. I did say that. Don't know if you heard me say that. So if you're like, what's wrong, Melt? I'm just like kind of sleepy EPs. Having my eyes closed sounds nice right now. Maybe some dopamine will help. Some dopamines. You get some dopamines with the endocannabinoid receptors being stimulated, so let's see. It could help. It could be for helpums. This is Dazed Nomad. That's spicy. Ciao, bye. Love is strong. Yep. I was tired. I still am. But suddenly, I'm kind of okay with it. Yeah. Woo! There's still there's still medicine left in there. Mama didn't raise no quitter. Mama didn't raise no quitter. I don't quit. I keep going forward. We'll do one more click. Mm-hmm. That should be it. Yeah. That did actually help. I don't know if I'm more wakeful, but I don't feel that sense of, that like almost like drag, where every single time you try to say something, every single time you want to like complete a thought, it's almost like there's a little bit of like an and it happens. At least that's the way I get when I'm sleepy. And I kind of feel like that state just dissipated a little bit at the very least. Sanghas are being booked. Good. 3 p.m. I still don't know what that time means, but Sam should. Think it's gonna be pretty late still for me. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm having feelings. I'm going through a state of change, especially as it relates to the things that I hold on to. I'm noticing where my attachment to my ego has shifted a little bit. Right, and it's this weird dualistic shift that's happening. In some ways, I am more attached to my ego. Roll away the dew. Hey, Nancy, bless you. It's nice having you here. Instantly loses train of thought. Ego. Yes. And in some ways, it feels like my ego is a little bit more prominent, right? The part of my ego, and I had this as a conversation yesterday, right? I have grown more loving of myself, especially as it relates to my willingness to defend myself or to stand up for myself when things are said that I don't feel are aligned. Hey, Chriselle, bless you, friend. And it really is this almost like act in my personal experience of it's act of justice, right? Act of righteousness to not let someone. And again, maybe this is again that's the part of the ego that I don't know if it's better. I don't actually know, but I'm noticing it at the very least. That doesn't tolerate, blemishes, if you will, or maybe not blemish is the right word. You sticking things on me, right? Like imagine ego having a bunch of different forms. Maybe we can make it like an image. My ego has had a bunch of different forms. Some of those forms have been black hole-esque, right? Dark, heavy, and pulling in on itself. And I have, through a lot of work, tried to turn my ego into something that's more like a star instead of a black hole. And in both of those cases, right, it would be inapt, it would be inappropriate, it would be unfitting to try and with a little piece of sticky tape stick onto a star or a black hole a title, a label like naive. Can you imagine trying to stick the title or label naive onto the sun? Right? Doesn't make sense much, does it? Sounds like, what do you mean? Sun can't be one. The sun is billions of years old, so the sun has been around way longer than all humans that have ever seen everything. So, experience-wise, it's probably the most experienced and wise. I don't know if the sun has good judgment, but I'll assume so, right? And I could feel, especially yesterday in me, that when the attempt was made to put label on my soul of sun, there was fire, rays coming out from me, right? And I, with all of those fires and rays, had to burn up, had to disintegrate such labels, shall not accept them. And I noticed that, and it's this weird duality, because on the one side, I would like to, of course, just not care, be so zen, oh, float 2 inches off the ground wherever I go. That would be so cool. However, I don't really know if that works. I've noticed so much as of late. To some of the friends that know, uh, maybe some of the friends that don't, some of the friends that are still from the Arpan days, Bante, monk life, stopped being a monk recently. And I'm not trying to cast shade. But I am thinking about back into the Arpan days when both of us were starting to stream there and us going onto each other's spaces, and him advocating, of course, for the Buddhist lifestyle and becoming a monk as well, and me advocating in the same breath for him to become a hippie like me. And then today I opened my YouTube to come and live stream myself, and I see him live streaming, and it's just like him wearing a t-shirt with like a Samsung phone, and I'm sure it's a good one, so not a cheap one. Again, not casting judgments, just noticing, observing, and him like listening to music while live streaming. I think Bante is becoming a hippie. He is. That's what's happening, Joe. I'm so happy that you're saying that. That's exactly what's happening. And I'm like, because again, to me, the way I saw that fractal is like him vibing to this song that he's listening to, right? And him doing the live stream, he just like wants the people there with him to like be in that same vibe that he is. And I could just like see it. I was like, ah, yeah, not exactly monk, but again, you don't have to be a monk. You can have a cell phone and still live that life, you know. I I love to see it. I love to see change. It's cool to me. Always something I'm noticing, right? The ego is persistent, very persistent. You can't run away from your ego, technically. You can only melt it, all right? Make it more. That's what you can do. You can hope for that, but you can't run away from it. And I am aware of my own ego. I am aware that my ego has a lot of pride. You know, and again, we have been told through like my Christian upbringing that pride is the ultimate sin. That's like the sin. That's the one thing you cannot be doing. And I don't know if that's true. Uh, you know, I feel like being confident and humble at the same time is a good combination to have. And sometimes pride can seem like a confidence without humility. I don't know if that's the correct description thereof. But if you don't have any pride in yourself, I don't think it's possible for you to have any confidence either. For full hippie vibes, I wonder if Bante is into the dead, like the band. I wonder. In that case, I might be less hippie than he is. Nanchi, I wonder. I love that he wears an Avara shirt sometimes. He's such an enigma. He really is to me as well, Joe. You know, that person does occupy some space in my mind of like, what are you doing? And like he's like living the Buddhist kind of like lifestyle of like the middle way, just like walking places. That's the way I see his life. Maybe if I showed up more, I would know more. But like the way that I see it is that he's just like walking places and going live every now and then. And he's doing well. He's getting good viewership, you know. So I hope that he is actually monetizing. Maybe that is in part why he stopped just going like full monk fractals. Wonder if he's gonna change his name. He's still living a monk life. You don't have to be a monk to be a monk life. Maybe that's his teaching. Also, I think there's a little bit of hippie in every Buddhist and a little bit of Buddhist in every hippie. Yeah. These worlds. I had this conversation with my dad yesterday as well. He tried to label me, another label, right? Another thing to put onto the sun, as a naturalist. He was like, "Oh yeah, you're a naturalist," and I go, "What? I'm a what now?" And he's like, "Oh, you're a naturalist," and I'm like, "What is that?" And he goes, "You believe you're God, and you believe you're one with everything, and that there is no separation between us." And he gives me like this list of things that I believe, and I'm like, uh-huh. I also believe, and I start listing some of like the Hindu philosophies, you know, and my connection with Shiva, and I also believe, and I talk about fasting, you know, and like meditation and some of the Buddhist teachings, and I also believe in talks about Christian teachings and you know love thy neighbor, and I'm like, yeah, I believe all of these things too. You please stop. You please stop trying to duct tape your label of what you think I am to my face. Please stop stop doing that. My face is my face. This is what I look like. You can. It's like, please, just, I have to suffer the pain of ripping your labels off of me. Is that Kiefer, bro? It's so nice seeing you. Bless you, friend. Sending you so much love. How you doing? How's life treating you? We're having a conversation today about all of the tools we have to seek truth and our confirmation biases alongside that. Because you can have all of these tools to seek truth and at the same time not find it because you're not looking in the right places. You're looking in the places you want to find it, right? Oh, like surely the truth is here somewhere. Looks under the bed. Maybe the truth is in this closet. Maybe the truth is on the moon, you know? When meanwhile, you're like literally the one holding it, man. Like, truth machine. You are the tool. Stop being a tool. You are the tool of truth seeking. You are, right? And again, that's the wild thing because like your if this tool had like a readout, like a sensor, right? You are the sensor and you had a readout and that is the experience. Uh, Whatever it is, your readout is the truth experientially, right? And I believe that, right? Again, that's my sense readout, because whatever I believe about reality, whatever I believe about myself in this reality, correlates directly to my experience thereof, right? If I believe I'm worthless and might as well die, then that's the high I feel, right? It might not be true. Absolutely not. But that's the way I feel. And it could be true or it could not be true. Regardless, the feelings are still the same. And vice versa, too, right? I could believe I'm great and worthy of love and admiration and consideration. And that, to me, feels like a state of reality that I can look forward to, right? Shape my reality to be accordingly. Kiefer, I'm doing good this morning. You you are y'all? How are y'all? I'm doing pretty good. I've been a little bit in like owls. Oh, there's a little birdie up there. My body has been hurting a little bit. But other than that, I feel like I've been present, present and patient, and anticipating all of the good things that are still to come. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. One of my favorites. Ah, geez. That's bad math again. That would be 2 p.m. 9 South Africa. Okay. That's not too bad. No, that is 4 p.m. Eastern because you're an hour ahead of me. I am I'm totally not confused. This is my not confused face. I was I was live dead before I came here. I was living dead before I came here. Maybe. We breathed some life into your zombie Bobby. That makes me happy to hear. Bless you, friend. You deserve to feel this life. We still got more to live. Meant I was listening to Live Dead when you came here, like during the same time. I'm mildly confused. I think I don't know if you friends are talking about the band, right? The Living Dead, because you're just saying Dead and Live Dead. So I don't know. Listening to Live Dead, like the traveling hippie band, right? That brought lions to many. Many people got wrestled by lions because of that band. Hey, you got mud on you actually. Oh. Let me see this foot. Let me see what's happening here. It's this mud. It's kind of dry. Slowly but surely sneaks into the laphams. What? You want scritchums too? Not just for you. Me get them scratches. Me get them. Yeah, I want these scratches. Creatures. Oh, oh, okay. What am I frequencying? Frequencies. Frequencies. All right. Mm-hmm. 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 The bird has a day to himself at home. The dog is pouting behind me because he wants to smell a bunch of strangers' feet and I won't let him. And like, let me at that, please. It's like, no, Noodle. Not everybody likes dogs running up to them, especially not in a strange environment. But please, please let me smell their feet, please. Here comes the Eva. She heard me doing dog talk. Eva doesn't know his face. You here. You can try. You can try and get on my lap. You can try. Where are you gonna sit though? I know I am vast. I know I am more massive, but I'm not that more massive. She's just going to like skizz him until he moves. Huh? And you wanna sit here? Huh? And you wanna sit here? And you wanna sit here? Huh? Is this where you wanna sit? Huh? You wanna sit here? Huh? You wanna sit here? I'm giving her some head scratchings at least. There's no room for you to sit. Kobe is maximum occupations. Yeah, they're standing in front of my computers. I'll look over them to see what you've said. Hippie for full hippie vibes. I wonder. Nirvana shirt. Okay. Also, I think there's a little bit. Yeah. What did the Dalai Lama say to the hot dog vendor? Make me one with everything. Would be nice if you could request it. Good morning again, Kiefer. Kiefer, I'm lying in bed, about to get up and make coffee. Going to do a little road trip to visit a friend who lives near Northern California coast. How are you? Mel, sorry, meant the band. Okay, I'm caught up. Been a minute, dude. It has been. Coffee sounds nice. I love a good Cali road trip. I miss it. Sam, it has been so long. How are you doing today? Doing good, man. I think I had a kid since the last time we talked. Yep, that's true. Congrats, Sam. I hope the little one is doing well. I'll let Sam speak for herself, but I can fill the gap in the meanwhile and let you know that he's a strong one. Literally. He's gonna be like strong. He's gonna be like one of the future like space marine candidates or something. I don't know if that inspires or horrifies you, Sam. I think if you know what the space marines are, it should horrify you. I'm sorry. Okay, fine. If Eva successfully lured him away. Look at you, Eva. You're getting a little spot for yourself. And here's Kobe. Puts his little foot on it. It's like, what? Stop smelling my fingers. Stop it. Stop. Stop it. My fingers. It's my fingers. Like, there's no room for you guys. You can't be licking my fingers. It doesn't work that way. You can't just lick fingers and then it works. Take your spot. He's like so desperate. He's like laying his chest against me at Eva. He's like, I'll get some close. I'll get a little closer. Now he's trying to pester her into getting up. He's pushing he's biting her. He's biting her legs. Stop. Stop biting her legs. So jealous. He's like, come on, this is my spot. You can't give me my spot back. Yeah. He's- uh, mm, best spot in the house is taken, and they're fine. So much jealous. Their breath stinks so bad. He's still trying. He's like, oh, there's gonna be some room there somewhere for me. uh, uh, I'm gonna get a freaking knock from my head if I stay too close. He's like, oh wait, there's some room for me now. Oh mercy. This dude doesn't know how big he is. What are you doing? He's so desperate to be on my lap. Again, chest rested. It's fine. It's fine that my feet are still on the ground. I'm still getting some lap real estate. This is fine. Hey, Moon Knight. Where's my Bitcoin now? One Bitcoin for one Kobe. That's the deal, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you. That was cute. People are now offering 2 Bitcoin. Thanks. Yes. The bidding war has started. He doesn't. He's not completely comfortable now. He's trying. Hey, what are you doing? I can't help you there, bro. She bamboozled you. She lured you away and came back to take the spot. Like you're the one who got bamboozled. Like, can't blame me. Wasn't my fault. I am broke. Yesterday I lost all my money in gambling. Why are you gambling? Oh, why are you gambling? Moon Knight. The house always wins, bro. The only way to get ahead is to buy assets, apparently, right? Get yourself some asset. Car, not an asset. Houses could have been, were assets at one point. Very hard to acquire assets these days. Some people collect freaking Labubu dolls. Some people collect Pokemon cards. Uh, everything will become tokenized, all right? Collect the tokens that store value. Don't gamble. We don't win that way. None of us win that way, right? The only people that win in gambling are those that are facilitating it. And they don't care about your well being. They care about you losing as much money as fast as possible. And ideally, that you would continue to do so indefinitely. If they could, if they could invent some sort of gambling game that made people spend 95% of their income. And I'm saying 95% because people would literally just like insta starve to death. So 95% of their income. It made them spend instantly 95% of their income on that gambling game indefinitely. Every single gambling company would make that game. They would just instantly put it out in the market. It's like, yeah, every person we catch, We take 95% of their shit. Good. Right? There's no winning. There's no winning with creatures like that. They don't want you to win. In fact, they have a literal financial obligation to make sure you don't. Ethereum is taking off. It's pumping. Yeah, it's probably gonna pump harder. I'm not the biggest Ethereum fan. I would suggest you do your own research. I would, right? But Cardano and the Midnight Network that's going to come online over the next 2 months, and Bitcoin, those are kind of like my long-term bets, right? And again, you acquire small little bits. It's like stacking little silver coins, right, in a little chest. And ideally, you just forget about it for years, for decades. You just like keep putting little tokens in that chest of yours, and you don't touch it until you absolutely have to, until something happens, until there's no other option but for something to be taken from the little chest. And every time we gamble, we close the chest, take some things out that could never be put back again. Sure, we might get lucky, find a full chest of gold somewhere suddenly, but rarely. Ethereum is taken off, yeah, pamping hard. So fun. I think it's like $4,200. It was like 4,700 yesterday or something. Pumped like 10% in the last 24 hours. So in that way, right, I'm not saying that I don't think it's not going to be performing well as an asset, and I don't imagine it disappearing or going anywhere. The only thing that I have a gripe with is that their technology is not perfect. They still need to pivot in many ways. They still need to figure out some way to get on-chain governance. They need to get some way to integrate zero knowledge. They need some way to integrate a proper staking protocol still, and scalability. Like moving Ethereum from one wallet to another is still what, dude? The spot is taken. What can I say? What can I say? You're the one that moved. You were the one that moved. Oh, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Am I just supposed to like throw her off of me? Huh? Put her down on the ground? Because you don't want to be on the ground? That would be so mean. No, I can't do that. I can't just like throw her away. I can't do that. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. She also likes to be on the lap. She also likes it. Look at her. She likes it. She likes it. Yeah. So again, they're upgrading all the time, Melt. There's a roadmap. I know, Mojo. I'm not. Again, it's not gonna go anywhere. Like Ethereum is gonna be internet computer. And again, I said this last time talking about Ethereum. Sometimes computers can be buggy, and sometimes computers get hacked, and sometimes computers, lose a bunch of work, cost you a bunch of money. But computers are useful, right? So we'll continue to use computers. And like Zora is built on Base, is built on Ethereum. So I want Ethereum to do well as well, Mojo. I just don't imagine it being the one that does the best, just because of like the technological limitations. And I know they just had the Pectra, the Pectra upgrade just like recently. But again, it's like, building a spaceship while you're already launching into space. It's like it's a little bit more methodical, and that's why I'm a Cardano stan. Is because like the methodical approach. He's like so upset about this. The methodical approach of like research first, prove things can be done. Like I don't know if you know about Hydra, bro, but Hydra is gonna be sick. We're going to all of this stuff. I don't know if you've had some of the pains that I've had with Ethereum, bro. But like Ethereum, just using Ethereum as a network has costed me a lot, a lot. And again, if you look at it from like the time horizon of like 50 years from now, just like using the Ethereum network 50 years from now would have costed me like, imagine like $50,000 or whatever, right? That's gonna be like, and again, maybe it gets better, and again, maybe the L2s end up becoming the de facto layer. You'll never use L1 or whatever. But I don't imagine that being something that garners the most, kind of like, especially when it comes to like governments. Because again, we're going to build governments. We're going to build entire governments on chain. That's going to happen too. Yeah, it's shockingly expensive. They've got to fix that. That's the problem, Mojo. That's the problem. It by its design, it's very hard to fix. Very, very hard to fix. And it's still very useful. Still useful. And again, that's why the L2s, like, I don't know if you've heard people say it, but they say the L2s are like cannibalizing Ethereum, like it's like eating it alive, because so much of the Ethereum that is I don't know if you know, but like 33% of the entire network is staked, I think, or is it 66%? I know it's like a third or 2/3 of the entire network is staked, which essentially means that it's probably locked up in some sort of layer two, in one way or another, either just directly staked or locked up in some of the layer two. So like more of those tokens are migrating. And then there's the fact of the supply, right? Is that Ethereum won't stop making more Ethereum. And that is pretty cool, right? From a perspective of like currency, because that's in part like they didn't kind of approach. I don't know if you know this part, Mojo, but Vitalik. I'm just a fan of Vitalik. He's one of the few guys in tech worthy of respect. I'm the same way with Hoskinson, and Vitalik and Hoskinson actually have like a little bit of bad blood between one another, even, Mojo. And it's been interesting to watch that whole thing unfold. But Hoskinson has come around to the point where he just now wants to work alongside all of these, platforms. And the midnight, drop that just happened. If you were an Ethereum, a BAT, Bitcoin, Cardano, Solana, I think, and XRP holder, if you were holding any of those tokens more than $100 worth, what? There was a snapshot done that basically allows you to, claim night tokens. And they're doing that, airdrop, like a glacier airdrop, to basically connect every single one of those like big chains to one another through this new layer 4, essentially. That is going to be midnight. Speaking of the tool, and he shall appear, Bane voice. Speak. Speak of a tool, and he shall appear. I made the joke of us being tools as well. I can't give you what you want. Oh, look at how comfortable she is. He's like not having a good time because my lap is occupied. And how could I? How could I? How could I do that? You were the one that left, though. She came here, bamboozled you. You ran away. She took the space. You got wrecked, though. Now you have to suffer the consequences of being stupid. I guess I have to suffer the consequences of him being stupid. Oh, I'm actually getting hit in the face. Oh, take that spot. Vitalik scares me. Vitalik is not taking good enough care of himself. I don't think Hoskinson is either. Both of those guys are working too hard. Watch the Vitalik documentary. Hoskinson doesn't come off great. Yeah, again, right? It was a difference in direction. One of them wanted to do it for profit. One of them wanted to do it with the kind of like non-profit perspective. And to be honest, if you kind of like think about the timeline that we're on, nobody in the short term, at the very least, wants to do anything for free. right? And it's great. It's great if you can just like print more Ethereum for those that do the work. However, it's not great for those that are holding onto the network, right? So the thing that is different, like, and if you can just think about it from like a almost like a what's the exact word that I'm looking for? Ooh, Kobe is the one that now lured her away. Let's see if he's just gonna like straight run to my lap. Uh, the treasury. They have an on-chain treasury on Cardano now, dude, which has a whole on-chain governance and budgeting process, and people get to vote for exactly what it is they want to be spent on. You know, like a roadmap was set out, and for the first time ever, just recently now, the the entire community came together and agreed that this is something that we want done, right? We want these upgrades, we want layoffs. And that got funded. And that funding came directly from our on chain treasury, right? We didn't make new money. That money was already there, like accounted for. And now we have assigned on the blockchain that money to the people that want to do the work that that money can pay for. And again, they're not just going to get lump sum and they can just go and party on beaches, you know, until the funding round comes around. No, they have to be able to prove, again, on chain, the work that they're doing to be able to get like more of those funds released over the period of time that they're going to do the work for. And like it is a methodicalness to it, right? That I guess, you know, you can call it bad from the libertarian. Some people think libertarian ideals are bad, you know, like they're fundamentally selfish or, you know, power hungry. You can think of it too. When you are from Moon, that I am. Oh, I think I'm a little bit further out than the moon, but you're not far off. Again, coming back to the whole fractal, and then you look at the Ethereum approach, right? Like there has been so much money lost because of design flaws, right? And those same types of problems have not arisen in the Cardano network because of the difference in approach. And that difference in approach is what Hoskinson was almost like pushing for with Ethereum. And Vitalik had another idea, right? And when it comes to like creative differences, and especially when it comes to like money in the tunes of literally now hundreds of billions of dollars, it's very hard to not get emotional and to not say things in the heat of the moment and to not, right, come off bad, I can imagine. I do want to watch the documentary. Have you sent me the link, Mojo? I did. I don't know if I asked, but I did check on your little page if you sent me something. Shockingly expensive. They've got to fix that. Yeah. Oh, Vitalik scares me. Quack, a wild dog has appeared. Much love to you all. And whoever that adorable new Paparino is, that's Kobe. That's Kobe. Mm, Just came by to let you all know you have never left my heart. May you all have exactly the day you need today. Oh, Duck Dad, we know, bro. We hold you here as well. I think about you a lot too, man. I miss you here. I always imagine you chopping down trees. And I'm like, he can't join me. He's chopping trees down. Oh, he's busy. He's busy chopping down trees, dude. Fill us in, Quackster. What adventures have you been on? What pretty things have you seen? What wacky stories do you have to tell? Yeah, that's an awesome question. I'm from South Africa. If I haven't answered you, you are, bro. South Africa. I come from South Africa off. And then she says, Duck Dad is here or left. I think he might have just been here and then left just to like highs and buys us. Duck, don't be a friggin' stranger. Hope you're doing well. Love is true. Yes, I am from Moon, as my name says. Yeah, exactly. Moon, I think that's actually pretty accurate. Love is true. If you ever visit the moon, please visit me for a chai. I have some aliens watching the stream. All of us are the aliens watching the stream. Us, aliens. Being an aliens, I like it. It's nice being alien. I am, in fact, going to be an alien fiance very soon. I am already one, technically. It's on the books. This is happening in this chat. You tell me, Sam. I know that I've been tired and kind of delirious. So I've been assuming that I'm just not all there. And that's why I don't understand what's happening. But the fact that you're asking what the fuck's going on confirms that there is in fact something to not understand. You tell me I was with the kid. The fuck am I know? I learn. I learn. I learn all the time how to stay exactly where it is I am. Yay, Duck Dad is still here. Joe, mostly stress, physical, mental, and still don't have a kitchen. So life is coming at me, fire hose style. Just surviving, yeah. I hope that you know that that is enough, bro. I hope that you feel like you are still enough, even if survival is the only thing that you can manage right now. It's not easy. Yay, thank you, Mojo. I don't know if Mojo is here to see me say thank you. Maybe Mojo is back now. You back, Mojo? Thank you. I saw you send me the link. I'll absorb that information. I do like learning more, right? And again, I'm now on Zora, and people have invested in my work, and my work is worth something now. And if the network that Zora is built on Base and the network that Base is built on Ethereum continues to grow, and so do I. So I'm not opposed to continued growth. I am just opposed to. I'm more not opposed. I'm more aligned. It's like the Apple versus Android approach. That's the way it is to me, almost, right? Like Apple hasn't disappeared because there are Androids, and Androids haven't disappeared because there are Apples. They exist because of each other, in a way, right? And in that way, Ethereum exists because of Bitcoin, and because of both Vitalik and Charles, collaboration. And Cardano exists because of Ethereum, right? And now Midnight is going to exist because of Cardano. And there's going to be a bunch of things that exist because of Midnight. So it is this stacking approach, right? Like I am an Android person. I like Android because it gives me a lot of customizability and it doesn't irk me in very specific ways that I've been irked in when I try and use an Apple device. And I kind of like see it like that as well, where in this analogy, Ethereum would be the Apple, right? Like they have a certain design philosophy, and they're making it work, right? Where the Cardano fractal would be again the more open source approach, the making things available, the scientific rigor. And again, I don't consider I consider myself a scientist as it relates to me being the lab that I'm in. Hey, big fella, welcome, friend. We're having a whole conversation about Ethereum. Actually, it's pumping right now. So we're talking a little bit about the competition that's out there in the blockchain space as well. And I'm likening Ethereum to being almost like the Apple of the blockchain space right now. But I am an Android person, right? Which to me is like the Cardano of the blockchain space. And then saying that while at the same time acknowledging that with us creating on Zora right now, we do have a hope and an incentive for the Ethereum network to continue to grow as well, right? So it's not that, and this is the thing that's cool about Midnight, and I don't know if I'm prefacing that enough, Mojo. The cool thing about Midnight is that all of these chains will become interoperable, right? Every single chain will be accessing every single other chain. And then as soon as that paradigm kind of arises, and that's going to be the reality of our world, then it doesn't matter anymore who wins. Everybody wins, right? It's just going to be a matter of like facilitating billions of people. And the chain that manages that, the chain that actually can like take that brunt, that billions in transactions and decisions being made, that's going to be the chain that ends up really winning hard. And if you look at the technology that's out there right now, Ouroboros, Ouroboros Leos is technically the best candidate in my mind. It gives you Solana level needs with the like Bitcoin level decentralization. You know, it's best of both worlds. And I'm like a sucker for decentralization, and I'm also a sucker for the proof of stake protocol because it is way more efficient. Like if we have to have competitors with Bitcoin, we'll literally freaking mine our planet into oblivion, right? I'm okay with having one Bitcoin, one Bitcoin that like cranks absolute, ridiculous exahashes. What is it? 870 exahash, 870 with what is it? 18 zeros. Yeah, I'm okay with one of them. Like almost like a value chain. All of the energy we're putting into it is like we're turning literal physical reality and physical reality energy into digital value. All right. And then Ethereum was supposed to be internet computer, is internet computer, but I feel it's going to become like a stable coin platform almost. Stable coin slash NFT platform, especially with like Base and Zora and all of the things they want to do. And then I think Cardano is going to play the role of like on-chain governance, governments, supply chain management, DIDs, like decentralized identities. I think they're very well poised to do that as well. And they also do treat their color tokens, like their native tokens as first-class citizens. So they got that going for them too. Oh, yeah. So much is gonna change for us so fast. All right, like it's like the water is pushing against the wall, and like it's cracking, and that water wants to rush. Hey, Melita, the plants behind you look like your hair or a nice hat. You might go good do. Yeah. My frosted tips. Love to you, Melita. It's nice having you here, friend. Sending you meows. It's good to see you, Tina. I've missed you, Tina. Oh yeah, I forgot that. I forgot that joke almost. That inside joke. Oh, no. It's happening. Love is true. Sorry, had to go send kid to grandma's. I have 7 hours to get an entire family vacation created. We leave tomorrow. I'm happy that you're going on vacation at least. That's nice. Like especially with the survival comment from before. Having a vacation definitely does break that pattern of survival at the very least. Where are you going? Let us help. The stream is just so late in my morning. I never have it free. Sam, it's planned and booked, but I mean like making the house ready for my mom to stay. Zoe is 14 and almost died twice this year, so my mom is watching her. I'm guessing that's the doggo. Also, have to clean and pack the car, change the oil, pack for 3 people and one wild 6-year-old, laundry and a dozen other things. All of that in 7 hours. I believe in you. You got this. Evening again, brother, big fella. It's nice having you here, bro. Always. Sending you so much love. Again, I'll echo it to the friends who don't know. Big fella is a friend that found us on Zora, actually. It's cool that you joined us as we were having some chats about the whole blockchain spaces thing too. Sent you a link in Discord. Thank you, Mojo. Yeah, Mojo managed to get some Ethereum on Base as well. Like he invested in me, Jovan, and Sam. He invested all of them. So bless you. He owns now one of my NFTs as well. I don't know if you know this, but I don't know if you saw. You don't really see the flower tokens that I sent you in your own gallery because I think they probably have like some sort of system in place where if people could just send you their own tokens, people would be sending a bunch of famous people just like 1,000 of their post tokens just to show up in their little window. So you can like spend the minimum, just like the bare minimum, on that little flower that is yours, and then it will show up in your actual little holdings. Bless. No expectation though. I don't know if you know, big fella. But that one flower that I posted, that green one with the little peacock-looking little eccentric circles, Mojo, the friend above, is the one that like sent a message to me directly, like a while ago now, asking for that HD file. And it was at that point, like at that point, we didn't even do any of the Zora stuff. But I remember telling him that I would like to do some NFT stuff for him to be able to like create like proper ownership on the digital space as well. And then before I knew it, almost like Zora introduced itself to me. Big fellas, the realist. This guy arts. Love is true. Joe, I can see Melt Mo looking wide-eyed out the car window. See Melt now. I probably missed some context. I'm coming back to it. Dog will be 13 next month, and it's definitely a process. So yeah. Melt sent you the link. Thank you again. Anyone who wants to connect, message me in Discord or get a number and text. It's far easier to do in the random hours for me. I get ya. Melt, I hope you do the Ethereum talk again because I've been somewhat distracted doing stuff. Yeah, like I'm very familiar, I'll say, with Cardano because I'm one of those. I'm like a fanboy of science. It kind of sucks to say it that way, but I am. And I went down the rabbit hole of even like becoming certified, or at least like doing the certification classworks. I did pass my initial exam that allows me to go and get the actual certification, in a facility. But that one I'll be able to tell you more about. Ethereum. I think the best way to think of Ethereum is that it's an internet computer, literally, right? It's like imagine a decentralized computer that lives on the internet. So in the same way you have a computer like this, and you can upload an image to it, right? Take a photo with it, write an email, send a message. Ethereum can do all of those things in a decentralized way, which means that instead of having a localized server somewhere in America, a big warehouse that can get missiled and then the whole computer or whole internet or whole service goes off, Ethereum has a bunch of different nodes all over the world. And anybody that holds a certain amount of Ethereum can now stake that Ethereum and become what they call a pool operator, right? A stake pool operator. And then they are essentially holding onto this stake, right? Which is now the value of the underlying network. Instead of having to put in power, right? Proof of work with Bitcoin, you put in your actual currency. And then holding that currency basically puts skin in the game. So if you are a stake pool operator with skin in the game, if you're trying to steal from the network, you lose your money, right? Or something of the equivalent, right? Like it's like you have an incentive, a direct financial incentive to not, kick the computer, to say it in so many words. And there are a bunch of different models. One of the problems that I have with Ethereum is the fact that it was built on proof of work and then transitioned to proof of stake later, where other protocols were proof of stake right from the get-go. So they have a little bit more, almost like stability on the protocol level. Appreciate the kind words. Love is true. Yeah, I don't know if you're still here for that, Nancy, but that would be as much as I can really tell you about that, right? They have like a bunch of rails for like stablecoin creation, like both I think USDC and USDT are both like deployed. Think Circle might be an entity of its own. Tether and Circle both are definitely companies of their own, but they are deployed. I'm here. How secure is it? Yeah, you see, I feel like the last problem that Ethereum does have to solve. There are hacks with Ethereum sometimes. They are usually bridge hacks. So it's like, you're like, what does that mean, Melt? Bridge hacks is essentially me trying to get my token from one chain to another. So it has to be bridged. But the problem with going from one chain to another is that the tokens are technically represented differently. So when I want to turn my tokens on this network into tokens on this network, I have to trust someone with most bridging processes. I have to trust someone that they're going to take the tokens that I'm giving them and they're going to give me back the tokens that I want on this network. For like, there's going to be some slippage because again, you're bridging something, but there's usually some sort of optimistic trust that you'll get your funds. And when that happens, when those bridging happens, because of that middlemanedness, things get hacked. And then let me read the actual facts so I don't have to noodle. How much has been hacked from the Ethereum network in like bridge hacks and the likes? In compared to how many hacks has a platform like Cardano or Bitcoin sustained? And again, oh man, I fucking hate that my voice to text just does not work on this device. And I find it out every single day and it hurts my brain every single time. How many hacks has been on the Ethereum network? How much funds have been lost due to these like bridge hacks? And how many times in comparison has a network like Bitcoin or Cardano been hacked? You're asking for a row. Yeah. So Ethereum network hacks, losses, and bridge exploits. So in 2022, there was the Ronin network, the Axie Infinity bridge hack that lost 625 million US dollars. Then there was the wormhole bridge hack in 2022 as well that lost another 320 million US dollars. Then there was the Poly network exploit in August 2021 that lost another 610 million US dollars. Then there was phishing attacks. In 2024, a study found that 130,000 phishing transactions on Ethereum within 300 days, resulting in losses of over 340 million US dollars. Then there was the Bybit hack at the start of this year, which was another 1.4 to 1.5 billion US dollars. And then there was in 2024, last year, 2.2 billion stolen across all platforms in hack incidents. And then there was the first half of 2025, where another 2.47 billion dollar was lost in hacks and scams, with Bybit and Cetus protocol together totaling 1.8 billion. I didn't know it was that bad, TBH. That is shocking. Summary: Ethereum related incidents. Yeah. Total, the notable events, easily in the billions of dollars, notably through concentrated but massively impactful events. Yeah, so it's not like happening all the time, but when it happens, hundreds of millions of dollars disappear. Lubian mining pool hack in 2020, Bitcoin hacks was stolen. 127 Bitcoin was stolen, worth 3.5 billion at the time. A mining pool hack. So again, the actual Bitcoin network didn't get hacked. The mining pool got hacked, which is much easier. Then Mt. Gox, again, website that got hacked. Yeah, this is again, the actual protocol level didn't get touched. And then there's Cardano. Cardano has had no major recorded hacks or losses to date. Right? Like that's the difference. It's like one, like literal billions of dollars, one, no hacks at all. And like that's not to defend Ethereum, but hackers go where the money is. So it's kind of a compliment. I mean, I get that too. You are right. You are right on that. But again, it's like one thing for hackers to go after the money. There's like a lot of money in the banks as well. If the banks were having, and they do, by the way, if the banks were having like billions of dollars stolen, it'd also be a problem, right? It would be big problems. You wanted the unvarnished truth, and here it is. Ethereum, with its rich DeFi ecosystem and interoperability bridges, have been subject to repeated, very expensive hacks, frequently in the hundreds of millions of dollars, sometimes over billions of dollars. Bitcoin has seen fewer incidents, but when breaches occur, like Lubian, they were astronomical in scale. Cardano stands in contrast with No known major breaches so far. And again, like I hear what you're saying, Mojo, but the Cardano network is still worth, I think it's 30 billion US dollars right now. So yeah, it's not hundreds of billions, but that's still billions. So there is still an incentive. There's literally 30 billion US dollars worth of incentive to try and hack it, and they've not been able to because Ouroboros is provably secure. We can prove it. We have. We've been proving it. All right, and no downtime either. That's the other cool thing is that it doesn't go down. It's been churning. All right, it's not as fast, and again because it's very decentralized, it's not as fast as all of the other networks right now. But the Leos upgrade is coming as well. It's good to it's good to be excited for the future. Yeah, cat, I hear you. Hers. You say so. Uh-huh. Okay. Joe, you are too far, unfortunately, and I refuse to let you drive to meet me for an hour. If you still want to come down my way in the fall, I'll feed, house, and entertain you. No promises on the kitchen. Maybe we can help you get the kitchen ready, bro. Some help might be helpful. We'll like to come together, bro. It would be nice. Melt, I love you, brother. I wish you knew how much of a positive influence that you have been on me. I hope you're getting what you want in life. If I can help, I'll be there. Thank you, bro. I am. I am getting what I want in life. I want to be able to create beautiful things. That's all I've ever wanted, right? Beautiful experiences, beautiful flowers, beautiful feelings for all of us, right? All of us want beauty. Uh, Kutz. Is it Kutz? A French philosopher that wrote, "A thing of beauty brings joy forever." Right? I want to bring joy forever. That's what I want, and I appreciate you wanting to help me with that. Doc, Mel's coming to the US late January. We're close enough to make the trip if he can handle that. Chicago breeze, that would be nice. I would like to go to Chicago, so yeah, absolutely. Joe, I can see Melt now looking wide-eyed at the car window, like, wow, this is so beautiful. It's so pretty. It really is beautiful there. Like everything that I've seen Joe sent me, it's just like, yeah, this is nice. This is really nice. Everything looks so pretty. He's going to be going. No. Joe, the rest of history. The rest is history. Joe, you just made me audibly crackle all the time I watched his little smile in his chilly warm blanket while I was minus 30 Fahrenheit and 30 miles per hour winds. Let me know what size he is. Maybe I can mail you some of my extra warm weather stuff because he's going to need it. My sister-in-law moved to Dallas 10 years ago and she wears 3 coats at a time when she comes back. Yeah. If you have clothing that don't fit you anymore, send them my way, bro. I'd 100% take them. He's going to be going through the same stuff my dad went through from the Philippines. Maybe I'll catch you this fall to collect. I mean, your dad is a champ. You know, dad is still there. Dad can figure it out, so can I. I'm strong. I'm strong. I can do warms. Mm-mm-mm. There we go. Mm-mm. Nancy, yeah, I'll have to take one for the team with with a seasoned ice scraper while Melt is dressed like the kid in Christmas Story. I won't have any of that. I'll suffer for you, Joe. I'll get frostbite for you. For you, I'll get frostbite. I'll use my fingernails to scratch the ice off the car. Meow. If any of I have to go, my phone is going to die, and I can't understand any of the words Melt is saying anyway. Love is true, oh. The more words I say, the more they start making sense. If you can keep listening. Love is true. I appreciate you being here. Please have Melt come to Chicago dressed as sexual chocolate from coming to America. What? Sexual chocolate? Is that an inside joke? I don't. What? If any. Thanks for one. If any of that fancy jargon coming out of Mel's mouth can make enough money to finish my kitchen, someone let me know, lol. My investment potential is $0. Yeah. I mean, you can start a Zora profile and you can post on your Zora profile what you do, what the kitchen looks like, you chopping down trees. And then if people support your work, you can, in fact, make money. I don't know if you'll make enough money to fix a whole kitchen right off the bat, but I haven't cashed out any of my value that I've created. But if I wanted to, right? I remember telling you friends when I just started that I could right now like pull like $150 out. Like if I liquidated everything, I could get like $150. That is now more. It's like six times as much. And it is because I have support. Like that's the only reason as well. I got lucky. Got lucky that people like art. Yay. Yay, huzzah! My poor creative soul, has like a little bit of spirit breathed back into it, a little bit of oxygen for the fire. Doug, it's so awesome seeing you here. You haven't been away from our hearts even in the slightest. It's true. I'll suffer with you, Joe. Man, you've never even had to function in that level of cold. Let the lady handle it. She's a veteran. Sam, if I see that I'm cold, like me being cold is myself, and then Joe has to get out. She weighs, is that snuff? Hey friend, hi friend, hope you are doing well. I'm in Serbia currently, going back home in a few days. I'm happy that you're visiting your beloved. Slav, been thinking about you. Me and Slav had a phone call when Jovan was here. She even sent us $50 so we can get ourselves dinner. And we did. We did. It was super nice. We had ribs and red velvet cake and some chips. And I'm forgetting some of the other items. Can you remind me, Joe? It was nice. It was nice. Thank you, Slav. We were just talking about the fractal of me coming to America to be with Joe. It's nice to have you here all the way from Serbia. Namaskaram, hoopties. Bless your friends. Sending you love. If you want to help her melt, be ready with the hot drink and slippers fresh out the dryer. Yeah. Yeah. I can do that. I can show love. Hi friends, love again to you. Oh my, I'm still here, Melt, coming to America with Eddie Murphy. Did you call Eddie Murphy sexual chocolate? That's straight to jail kind of. Straight to jail, bro. Watch it, classic. I know that one. I know the Eddie Murphy thing. I don't know he was called sexual chocolate. I guess I missed that part. I thought of you the other day, Slav. Love is true. Me too. Slav Dananda. She sends love, always. We are intergalactic. Intergalactically connected. Brain to brain communication doesn't cease. Mouth to mouth communication might. But up here, we're intergalactic. All of us are in the same place, actually. Positionally, we think we're here, but actually. Sam, I'll get it on video for you when he tries. When I try to go outside for the first time in like minus 10 degrees Celsius, and I'm like, fuck that. You just watch me like come out swinging, like trying to freaking uppercut, trying to punch the air. It's like, why is the air? Fuck you, air. Fuck you. Don't you dare hurt my face. Fuck. Punching the snow. His character in the movie is sexual chocolate. You just watch it. I need to watch it. Uh, yeah, I need to watch it. I think I did watch it as a child, but clearly it's not in my brains anymore. It's been a few days, but things will get better hopefully soon. I trust so. We are entering the new age actively, Oriana. It's like there is this almost like tidal wave of progress and change and disruption coming. And it is going to probably be a little bit wild, like high tide unexpectedly, but the water will again recede and things will be different, to say it in so many words. I watched a funny movie yesterday, Short Timer. It's called Short Timer. Romance? I miss one? What's going on? I was a brewer at an all black brewery, and I was allowed to come up with the name Metrosexual Chocolate for a movie night for that movie. It was hilarious. Metrosexual Chocolate. That's hilarious. I watched less. I just can't cut away from you. You're using my 2% until my phone. God, sweetly into the night. Love you, dog. It's nice. Good. Good. Me being entertaining enough that you actually have a hard time closing off. That makes me feel good. I feel like it means that I'm a fantastic influencer. Huzzah me. Throw money at me, corporate overlords, please. I can do good. I can do good. I can do it. Doc, we are not worthy. Not worthy of me? Don't you say that. All of us are worthy of love. Every single one of us. I am back. What's going on? Sharing. We're sharing all of the good stuff. Did you get to out? Did you get to out for a fun Friday night? Did you get to go out for a fun Friday night, Hoops? Yeah, I remember Hoops telling us that he wants to go and potentially meet a lady. Would like to, at least. Right? Did you go and show up? Ooh, this one looks especially red today for me. On Jovan, how's everything going? Dream, you are more than worthy. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Let's see them hearty eyes. It's been a week. Dream, you are more than worthy. Yeah. Sometimes even more time than that will pass. It's time for poem reading. I do kind of feel cold to it with our beloved Tuck Dad having his battery eaten. If you call yourself an influencer one more time in my presence, it'll be the last time. That's what we're called, bro. I think I like it. I think I like it more than the next person. I consider myself friend, but I was just like laying on it thick, joking about retention metrics and the ability to continue holding someone's attention, like, and how that is in the world of influencers seen as the only thing you have of value. So it was kind of like making a tongue-in-cheek joke about being like, so influencers, even though that's not what's important to me, right? Explaining the joke hurts my soul, but I'll do it. We're talking about no Joe. My friend had to work. Our D&D game got postponed. I spoke good hash and chatted nice. D&D is hard to get a whole group aligned, but when you can, it's hell of a good time. Sounds like a chill day. That's what we're called, bro. Well, stop marketing freaking Dynavap and you won't be an influencer anymore. No, no, Sam. They got a new one. Actually, they got a new one just recently, an even cheaper one, a one that is now available for someone that just wants to get into Dynavaps but don't have $70 to spend. I think it's $35. $35. It has a little cap, but I think it's made of glass. So boom. Boom, get marketed to. Damn it, it's good for your health. That's the biggest thing. If it wasn't better for your health, because again, if you like Merringer Oneers, you're not going to just drop Merringer Oneers like Andy dropped Woody. I don't want to play with you anymore. Sometimes that happens, but usually it doesn't. However, if you still want to play with Woody, it's better. It's better to not be combusting him. It's better to just, have him in the sauna with you. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm sorry. I'm not streaming now. My live stream is going. I've seen you sometimes live stream while I'm live streaming too. Friendly moment. Love is true. We love you, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Now suddenly, Sam. I'm sorry. Like you've activated me. Suddenly the crazy in me is like, nope. I have to show you now. Because like I found this out just recently as well. Me and Jovan were talking about wanting a slightly bigger like Dynavap bowl, right? And then I was like, yo, there's actually something called a Hyperdyne now. It's $220. It is made of solid titanium. I mean, the parts that are titanium are solid. It's heavy, right? It's a big piece of titanium. So you pay what you get what you pay for. And it has like a 0.25 gram bowl, so like 2.5 Dynavap, normal Dynavap's worth. Dynavap's website is being very, very fast, very responsive. So quick and responsive, I'm manifesting. There we go, wins. $35 for yet another disappointing vape. Nah, been let down too many times by too many vaporizers. No more. Yeah, that sounds like a good life philosophy, Sam. I've been disappointed by something, so I'm just never going to try and not be disappointed ever again. Very apt. I'm gonna have to call you out because I've had my fair share of vaporizers as well, Sam. I've told you about this, and I hated those too. And then I got one that was actually good. I still use my Dynavap too many times a day. Yeah, because it's so good. Because it's so good, Duck Dad. And again, right there it is. There is the new one. The new G3. Look at that. It's glass, Sam. That's what you said to me, right? Oh, no melt. Actually, I like glass. Take your piece of metal Dynavap and shove it up your ass. I like glass. That's verbatim the word Sam said. It's not actually what she said. I'm just kind of like throwing some shade because you could totally imagine her saying something like that. There's the Hyperdyne that I was talking about. That one? Oh, for some reason the image isn't completely loaded. GBs. They have good website design, but their images are big, so it takes a freaking eeuwigheid to load. No, their prices are obscene. I'm keeping my old 79 unit one until it dies. And that's the nice thing. It's not going to, Duck Dad. You're going to be able to use that thing and literally till you're freaking 95 years old. And it's still going to be the exact same thing that it is right now because it's made of metal. Made it metal. Shove it all up. Then I'll say it. I got marketed to while I was intending to do something else. It doesn't matter how good the product is. I interrupted my piece. No buy, no use. Yeah, again, right? What? This thing is more expensive than it's supposed to be. Sorry, I clicked on the B instead of the G. That's my bad. Yeah, $35. That's not too bad. $35. Sure, I am. Look at how cute it is. Look at that. Look at that. Little piece of glass. That's his little container. I don't know if it's coming with the lighter, but isn't that cute? The packaging is way better than my packaging was when I got mine. And that's photo doesn't want to load. But yeah, they made an even cheaper version for people that don't want to drop $70 on a piece of metal. So boom. Boom. Again, if only for the fact that it's better for your health. It's better for your health. Sure, it tastes significantly better, right? And again, I like food. I do. I like eating tasty things. I don't like eating like if I start eating something and it tastes bad, even though I might be hungry, I'll stop eating it. Right? I won't waste my calories. I tried to eat a cookie the other day. It was this like Cadbury chocolate filling like wafer cookie on the outside. I took one bite of it, tasted it, literally like scratched the freaking crumbs off my tongue because I was like, hell nah, hell to the nah, am I not consuming any more of that? And it's immediately like that, where now every time I imagine even someone smoking, like combusting cannabis, I imagine the flavor, and I'm like, nah, don't please. Reaching out, it's like, please, not like that. Anything else? Tastes like ass. Mm, it's the only way I could keep control of my intake because it takes so long to imbibe. Yeah, it's true. And also, like, if you hit 10 Dynavaps throughout the day, that's going to be a lot of Dynavaps hit. But that's only going to be 1 gram, right? Which is sometimes less than the amount of bud you'll find in a single joint. So in that way, like just the efficiency's sake, again, you'll save money as well. That's the other layer. 1, taste good. 2, better for health. 3, save money. Right? If you tell me here's something that will taste good, be better for your health, and save you money, I'll do a backflip. I'll be like, fuck yeah. Thank you, myself, for selling this to me. You're so welcome, myself. You're so welcome, me. Very welcome indeed. Uh, Hoodia is my healing idol herb. Hoodia. Its existence. Okay. I've seen all the comments. Now it's time for me to read the last poem. No. Ledger of the Horizon. We did talk about blockchain a little bit. I sail a vessel you cannot touch. Its keel cut from promises, its sails sewn from faith in the wind. You hold the shares, not in paper, but in my direction. Once fleets carved the seas with modern ribs, backed by kings and coffee houses, their captains chasing spices and silver through storms that had never heard their names. Now, the ocean is different, a restless, roaring lattice of pure thought. Every wave, a billion guesses, every current, a tide of machines dreaming in numbers. Trying keys to doors we've already unlocked just to prove they will always open. It's absurd, isn't it? The scale of trust, this choreography of strangers all pulling at the same invisible rope. Yet, here we are. You are my crew. Me as your captain, all of us bound to a horizon no one could reach alone. Your belief in my wind, my voyage. Your belief is my wind, my voyage is your map. And somewhere beyond these forming digits waits a shore we will not find by accident, but by the miracle of deciding to arrive there together. I always like arriving here together with you friends day after day, getting to show up for what we know is true, for showing up in all we do. I appreciate you. I'll see you again soon, tomorrow. Thank you, friends, for joining today. Love you, Mojo. Bless your friends. I appreciate you for joining me. And I'll see you again soon. Goodbye, everybody. Love to you, dear friends.